Well, hey, Robert.
Yes.
You're the CEO and founder of Vultus.
Yes.
Great. Good to have you here.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, why don't you start? Tell us what you do.
So Vultus, our mission is to eliminate waste in farming.
Yeah.
So we look at how farmers fertilize their fields. So
Right.
today, currently farmers, they spread their fertilizers evenly across the field.
Yeah.
This leads to about 55% of all nitrogen fertilizers going to waste. And we address this by analyzing current and historical satellite data and giving recommendations to the farmers for how they should optimally spread their fertilizers to help them optimize the uptake of the fertilizers and reduce the environmental impact of farming.
Well described. So out of this nitrogen, by optimizing how they spread this, how much can you save of the nitrogen use in farming?
With our technologies, you can save about 30% of the nitrogen,
Right.
and nitrogen is by far the most used fertilizer by quantity.
Yeah. And what happens with that nitrogen otherwise? Where does it go? Into the water, into the lakes and rivers, or?
Yes, partially. So parts of it leaches out into the oceans, lakes, rivers, things like that, and parts of it also becomes nitrous oxide, which is a very potent greenhouse gas.
Right.
So it's both the global warming aspect as well as sort of the ecosystems and water quality.
Yeah. So eutrophication of lakes and rivers nitrogen is one big source of that, right?
Yes.
The biggest, I imagine. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's phosphorus and nitrogen, but nitrogen is one of the really big ones.
Yeah. So just so that we understand it properly, you then have a contact with the machine that actually spreads the fertilizer, and you do the dosage automatically through your software, or how does it work?
Yes, so most tractors are actually kind of self-driving vehicles, in which they have really high...
And this has happened quite recently, I've understood.
Yeah, over the last 10 years or so. So they actually steer themselves to optimize the driving path.
Yeah.
So you don't crush the crops. So they already have computers and things like that in them in sort of most industrialized farms, and so our services they connect with those computers, and automatically when the tractor is driving across the field, it varies the output based on the positioning in the field. And this infrastructure already almost all sort of medium and larger sized farms have this.
They already have a GPS that knows where the tractor is located and where the fertilizer will be spread?
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, it's really simple to vary how much fertilizer you spread.
Yeah.
You basically just need to know where you are to be able to then adjust it based on the positioning.
Yes.
I mean, all our phones have GPS. Like you can get GPS for very cheap now, and you just need a small computer in the tractor. And comparative to how big the infrastructure is already, like the tractors, the spreaders, these are really expensive equipment. It's a no-brainer for all of them to have this equipment installed already.
So you use satellite data then to see where the fertilizer is needed the most, you could say, right, in the field?
Yes, exactly.
And well, out of this nitrogen that doesn't go in any way, that nitrogen wouldn't have been used by the plants, right? It would have been gotten lost anyway.
Yeah.
But is it so that you can even optimize so that more of this fertilizer gets into the plant? How is yield affected by your method?
Yes, so I mean, nitrogen is important for both sort of the net amount of yield and also the crop development and other sort of quality aspects of the crop.
Right.
So it both increases the yield to increase uptake, but it also improves the crop quality and evenness in the field. And this makes it easier to manage the field, to harvest it, and to achieve your different targets in terms of crop production. Because oftentimes you have quality targets. For example, if you are a farmer that grows spread wheat, if you have a protein content that is too high or too low, you might not reach your contract, and then instead it becomes animal feed or something else.
So you want a similar growth quality and sort of growth rate maybe in the entire field, or?
Yes, it makes it a lot easier to hit the target. Otherwise, maybe half your field hits the target, other half becomes animal feed. It's quite difficult to manage.
I understand. So it has multiple advantages. How much is yield affected approximately?
It might sound small, but in farming it's quite large. About 3%. But these other aspects are also very important economic aspects.
Of course, yeah. So how do you charge and sell it? How do you charge the customer?
Yes, so we charge. We work with different local partners that have an existing customer base and that have a sort of digital farming platform, and we connect our infrastructure to their platforms, and it is then offered to their user base.
Yeah, so it can be different farmer associations and similar that offer a platform to different farmers.
Exactly, and this is actually something which has happened over the last 10 years or so, where basically all these local players are developing their own platforms, and we support those platforms to make them more competitive, have better functionality. Because instead, the alternative is that the farmer has like an app for like every single functionality. We sort of centralize it on the platform they already use, which makes it easier. And
so you integrate towards that via some interface.
Yes, yeah. So we have an API and so forth.
And how much do you charge? What's the price? How do you charge the customer?
We charge sort of a few euros per hectare, and like comparative to the gains, so the farmer gains something about 35 euros per hectare on this service. So we charge a few euros per hectare, which sort of covers our costs and so forth, but leaves a very significant sort of ROI for the farmer.
I understand. Well, that's the beauty of software, of course. You can still have great margins on that.
Yes.
Well, you recently got an investment now from Almi Green Tech, the big Swedish green fund. How much was it, and what are you going to use it for?
Yes, so we raised about a bit over 10 million kronor from Almi Green Tech, as well as Norrsken and a few entities.
Norrsken Foundation as well, of course. Norrsken,
so we're really happy with the sort of investors that we got on board, and this will be used for a variety of different things. But one of the big areas is sort of expanding the service. So we're expanding to some new regions, new crops, and things like that. We're also investing quite heavily in R&D to basically be able to serve different types of needs. So we target nitrogen fertilization now, but every single input spread today is done really suboptimally, and we see a large opportunity to expand to different verticals, such as one of the big ones we're expanding to now is fungicide distribution.
Fungicides that are also, of course, spread widely in agriculture. So that can then be optimized maybe as the next step.
Yes, exactly.
Interesting. Well, good luck with it. I think you are right. You've gotten two really impressive investors on board that I think hopefully can help you on your growth journey.
Yes, we think so as well.
It'll be fun to follow you. Thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you.